course, we have Aislinn Hayes and Sydney Scott following today's win over App State. Any questions for the two of them?
How tough was that one tonight? They came in here, a lot of expectations. It was going to be a tough battle. Was it as advertised?
We knew that they would come in and play hard against us because since we've been in our winning streak, I feel like anyone's coming for us. So I feel like they came in pretty hard.
Yeah, I feel like behind Ace, I feel like our coach told us that they're never going to give up. They're going to play all 4 quarters, so that motivated our team to, play with them all 4 quarters.
Did they do anything that surprised you, or was it pretty much what you expected?
I feel like it was pretty much what we expected. We knew they were going to go hard, so.
Aislinn, I think this is your 4th straight 19-plus point game. You're just on a tear right now. Are you feeling hot when you get out there and get on the court?
My teammates, they're always finding me on the offensive end, so when they drive in, I just have to be ready for the kick out, and just them driving how they drive with 2 people in there, then they kick it out. I know I got to knock that down for them because that's an amazing drive that they do, so I got to reward them.
And both of you opened this one with a lot of threes in that first quarter. It was like 4, I think, between the two of you. Just were you guys feeling hot, I guess, in that moment too?
I feel like with our teammates that we play with, every time we get the ball, they're telling us, knock it down or things like that. So it just gives us confidence, to keep shooting. Even when we miss, we're still going to keep shooting because they're going to keep continuing saying, knock it down, shoot it, things like that. So I feel like I came up with that motivation, just keep shooting threes.
And then in that third quarter, you guys hit, I think it was like a 14-3 run. Is it just super exciting when it's getting going like that?
Yeah, I feel like the Cam is the place to be. Everybody's coming to support us. You got fans yelling, screaming for us. So I feel like when we went on that run, the crowd was loud, the bench was loud. We were loud on the court, and it just motivates us to keep, pressing. So, yeah, I just love the atmosphere.
It's fun when we go on a run because we're just rewarding our crowd. We're having bigger crowds every single game that we play, so we got to at least win for them, put on a show for them. So.
Being a crowd Saturday, you get the doubleheader. A lot of people maybe haven't had a chance to come see you play. How exciting is that going to be for that atmosphere?
I'm excited to play in this crowd on Saturday only because we play JMU again, and we get to watch the boys after to watch them perform. So I feel like Saturday's going to be really huge for us only because, we have a big game coming up, and, we're doing so good. So I feel like it's going to be, really good for us.
How about when you look at numbers, everything's pretty even, but when you go to the threes, you have more threes than they attempted. How disheartening is when you just keep dropping 3 after 3 after 3? Because you had that one run in the third where you hit 3 in a row, game, set, match. I mean, you can just see the head drop. How disheartening is that, and how heartening for you when you just see the net go boom, and they're going, oh, God.
I feel like
Y'all got 9 between you.
we work hard in practice, and at the end of practice, we take 10 minutes out of our day to, shoot threes, shoot transition threes, catch and shoot, move off the dribble, all that stuff. So I feel like it's just putting our practice on the floor to see, can we really make threes in crunch time? Can we really make threes, when we're open? And I feel like we practice so hard on our shots. So, yeah.
Sydney, how long did it take for you to get comfortable in this system?
I would say since July, it was new. It was faster than what I was last year. I had to get more in shape for Coach Kim and all that stuff. So I feel like it didn't take very long. Once I got in shape, I felt like everything went as smooth as possible. And now, since we're getting more comfortable into the season, I feel like it's just second nature now. I know where to go, how to go, stuff like that.
Did you play in front of crowds this week where you were before?
Yes, I can say we always had a big crowd at Mississippi State. So it's just amazing just to see a big crowd just here. So I love to play in front of big crowds. So.
Opening statement from Coach following today's 81-69 win over App State.
Happy to get out of there with a win today. That's a really, really good team. Tough test for us. Unfortunately, we got to play them again in a pretty quick time span. But we got a big one. We got to rebound. We got to get back to work because we got a big one on Saturday.
Aislinn Hayes, that was her 4th game in a row with 19+ points. Just how big of a factor is she for you guys right now?
I mean, she's just playing with so much confidence. She's come such a long way from the beginning of the season. So that growth is good to see. And she's just going to keep getting better the more comfortable she gets. And she was big for us because she was really one of the only ones producing in the first half. So she kept us in it.
Were they doing anything kind of slow you down tonight? Anything?
Yeah, they're the 3rd best defensive team in the league, and so like that's just what they do. They're very good on the defensive end, and you know you had Bree in foul trouble, so our rotations had to go a little bit longer, and so we were a little bit sloppy. But that's just a good basketball team. They haven't been whole for a really long time. We've talked about it as a team. They're better than their record. They've had a lot of injuries, and so they're just now whole as of the last couple games. So they're going to get a lot of people, and they're going to just keep getting better.
How big was that run for you guys in the 3rd quarter?
Yeah, it was huge. It was absolutely huge. It won us the game. Was not happy with our 4th quarter at all. We got to start doing better in the 4th quarter. 4th quarters should be our best quarters, and as of late, they have not been.
Seems like they were just going to attack the basket, not shoot threes, drive the lane. Is that how you expect teams to kind of play you now?
That's a really good 3-point shooting team, and so the thing that made me nervous is they could do it all. But once they got down, they just had to put their head down and go to the rim.
There's so many big shots in this game, but was the steal by Redmond and eventually got back to Redmond for an easy layup? Was that like maybe wasn't necessarily the backbreaker, but that was huge, I think, in terms
Yeah.
of body language, because after that play, they just seemed deflated for a good another 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, I think that was big, and that's just part of what we do, and I have to probably do a better job of being patient because we will get those breaks every now and then. I'd like them to happen more often, but that was a big play.
And how about go for it.
How about the threes? If you look at numbers, they're pretty close all the way across the board. And when you get to the threes, I predicted 12. You got more than that. It's got to be very disheartening for the other team. I don't. If they don't learn to shoot threes like you do, they're in trouble.
Yeah,
They're in trouble.
yeah. I mean, we're shooting the ball pretty well right now, and that'll go away. And so the thing that concerns me as a coach is I don't know that we're doing enough to win when we're not shooting well.
And then just about that crowd tonight, I feel like when that run was going in the 3rd quarter, it really electrified that crowd too. And then on Saturday, you guys have that doubleheader. So just how important is it to have crowds like this?
I mean, the crowd was amazing. Not only was it packed in here, but it was loud in here, and so they were really engaged. So that, I mean, it's just huge. And honestly, in a game like tonight where we're not playing well and things really aren't going our way, it means so much. It makes us play harder. It makes us want it a little bit more. I think it's worth the 10 to 12 points that we won by. So that part's huge. The Greek night was amazing. I mean, those guys just cheered their tails off for 40 straight minutes, which is huge. So a really good environment for our athletes to play in, which I think they deserve. And Saturday's our last home game, or our last Saturday home game. So that'll be a big one for us too.
The crowd has to be a selling point for you when you recruit.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's why the job was important to me, is because I knew we could do this. I knew that we could pack it. I knew people in West Virginia and in Huntington care about women's basketball. And so it's definitely a selling point. There's so many empty women's basketball gyms across the country, and that's never anything I ever wanted. When I was looking at jobs throughout my career, I wanted to go somewhere where I knew we could pack the place and where women's basketball mattered, and Huntington is just continuing to prove me right.